Drake is a slimy nigga.
He did what a mother he's supposed to do.
He said and clicked him.
What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
When you hit Drake, you used the beat that he didn't actually use.
Y'all better not come to my studio.
What's good, fam? They said Drake's voice is on the Diddy tapes. Not just a mention, not some little shout out. They claim you can hear bro straight up screaming, like panic mode. And nah, this ain't no wild conspiracy pulled off Reddit. This came up in court, connected to serious allegations. Now the streets and the industry talking different. Katt Williams been telling y'all, these rappers ain't clean. They all got skeletons, all he said. Some of them, you can hear him screaming. People thought he was wildin' until now. And the craziest part, this ain't even new. Matter of fact, this been boiling since 2014 and nobody was piecing it together. Not until now. It all started in Miami. VMA after party. Real elite shit. Diddy and Drake was both outside, but the energy, it was off. Word on the street, Diddy caught Drake slipping, put hands on him, and made him hit the ER. No cap.
You found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing. Something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy did him. I think it was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and.
Why? A damn beat. Yeah. 0 to 100. That banger y'all still hear at basketball games, that was supposed to be Diddy's. He heard it first, didn't think it was fire. Drake snatched it, made a hit, and ran with it. That's what sparked it. Now Diddy old, but he ain't soft. According to hella insiders, and even folks like 50 Cent, he stepped to Drake, rocked him, and made sure that respect line got drawn in blood. No footage ever dropped, but folks close to the situation confirmed it. Diddy swung on Drake, and not no playful little jab, he clicked him. 4 a.m. type call. And the next day, Diddy went on air like, nah, I ain't touched Drake. I got no problems with him. Whole time, 50 was out here clowning him, saying he can't recognize a hit unless it slap him in the face, literally. But that punch, that wasn't just rage. That was the first sign Diddy was feeling threatened. And what came next was way darker.
Puff can't even hear a hit.
Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy.
He still hear things from back then.
You play it for him right now and it's hot, he can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. Because he used the beat that he didn't actually use. He heard it and then he heard Drake use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it.
And he's upset about that because he can't hear it.
Fast forward a little bit. It's 2015. You in LA? You start hearing whispers. Quiet talk, nothing official, but enough to get spooked. There's a bag on Drake's head. Now again, this ain't Diddy tweeting, I'll go get him. It's deeper than that. Street level. Word of mouth. Diddy had juice in LA, and if you had beef with him, people might start moving weird around you. Just know that. Dudes from out there said it straight. Folks was looking for Drake, calling around trying to find his location. Not to dap him up, to press him, possibly worse. And that's when Drake made his smartest move. He linked up with the Game. Game had pull in LA, Compton roots, real ties, solid street rep, and most important, he understood the rules. Drake didn't. Game said folks reached out like, yo, line that boy up. Instead, he hit Drake like, look, bro, I heard something. Don't know who sent it, but you gotta move smart. I got you while you out here. That's loyalty, but it ain't charity. You ever notice how Game and Drake dropped that record 100 right after?
Thank me later, thanks for nothing, thanks for bluffing. Thank you so much for wearing your true colors to every single function.
And Drake comes to Compton to shoot the video.
100. He shot it on Brazil and Wimbledon.
What all happened during that video? What was that?
He pulled up, Drake gave us love, Stunner cleared it for me, didn't charge me. Drake didn't charge for the verse. Drake actually brought this film crew to film it for us. That's what he wanted to do. We was on the famous Brazil and Wimbledon shooting it. We had to move blocks. And you know, when we move blocks, we send the little homies to do what they need to do. Drake kind of seen some activity and you know, shit, he did what a motherfucker supposed to do. He got out of there. So we sent somebody to get him. Bro, it's cool, that ain't for you, that's for us. Cause you know we seen going on, but you know we moving blocks. We not just gonna hit the block without the block being right. So we had to make sure the homies, you know, went and cleared the block.
That wasn't just a collab, that was payment. Drake gave Game the track, cleared the verse, pulled up for the video, brought his own film crew. Bro didn't even charge. Why? Cause that song was insurance. They shot the video right in the heart of Compton. Brazil Street, a known block. Drake there in the middle of it, trying to show love, trying to stand 10 toes. But it didn't go smooth. Wack 100 said it himself. Drake panicked during the shoot, saw some dudes he ain't recognized, thought it was a setup, and dipped. Jumped in a van like it was GTA and tried to get out of there. Turns out, those were his own security. Wack had to chase him down, calm him down, and explain like, yo, that action you saw, that ain't for you. That's for us. We cleaning the block so you safe. That right there, That's how shook bro was. He knew he was out of bounds, and he knew Diddy wasn't playing. Now here's where things really twist. It wasn't just about a beat. It wasn't just about LA. This whole thing might have been personal over Cassie. In Diddy's recent court case.
So Cassie, she said Diddy whooped her ass. He found out she was going to OVO Fest. So this is apparently some insight into the real reason why Diddy don't with Drake.
Don't nobody with Drake. Drake is a slimy nigga. He make great music, but Drake is the type of who he can have any bitch in the club. Any bitch. They can all be 12. But you walk in with one, he want that.
Cassie took the stand and dropped a bomb. She said Diddy flipped out on her the day she was heading to OVO Fest, Drake's festival. According to court records, Diddy tried to attack her, came to her crib wilding. She still went, got on that flight, landed in Toronto, and showed up at OVO like it was nothing. So imagine Diddy watching the girl he'd been with for years fly out to party with Drake after y'all already had tension. That's not just business, that's ego, that's jealousy, that's war. Even worse, there were rumors in 2013 that Drake signed Cassie to OVO. Now we don't know if that's true, but once that rumor hit Diddy's ears, it didn't matter if it was official or not. And just to make it more wild, Lil Duval tweeted years ago, I heard Diddy swung on Drake for saying hi to Cassie. Back then, folks laughed. Now, that tweet looked prophetic. And Drake, he ain't just take all this in silence. He responded, subtle, petty. Next, we break down how 4 p.m. in Calabasas was a surgical diss track aimed straight at Diddy's dome, and how Drake might have been telling Cassie's story through his lyrics. But he ain't stopped there. But see, Drake ain't just stay quiet. Nah, he did what he always do. He slid behind the mic and started throwing little slick shots. That's when 4 p.m. in Calabasas dropped, and everybody was gassing it up like it was some lyrical masterpiece. But let's keep it real. Drake wasn't addressing anything head on. He was just deflecting. Every line was dressed up in pretty words, but if you break it down, he ain't really say nothing. Just a bunch of subs, a few Diddy nods, and a whole lot of dodge. He hit lines like, take that, mocking Diddy's ad-lib. Said, OG's trying to press me like he was some young rebel standing tall. But let's stop fronting. Drake wasn't standing on principle. He was hiding. He ain't want no actual smoke with Diddy. He ain't pull up, he ain't clarify. He ain't even really diss. He just played the middle. Soft disses and soft bars, that ain't bold. That's strategy. That's a man trying to clean up his image without getting touched. Now fans trying to act like he was standing up for Cassie with them lyrics. Talking about, that man is not a man for you, scared of letting your skeletons loose. They want to believe he was throwing Diddy under the bus for the abuse. But nah, that bar wasn't about protecting nobody. That was Drake doing what he always do, using somebody else's trauma to sound deep. Ain't no way he was worried about Cassie's safety. If he knew what was going on behind the scenes and he still stayed close to Diddy, still played nice in public, that says it all. Drake not brave, he opportunistic. He don't step in to stop stuff. He steps in when it benefit him, when the girl look good, when the lines sound clever. He not speaking for victims, he's speaking for his own ego. The bars don't hit like activism, they hit like clout chasing. And if he really knew what was happening to Cassie all them years back, then keeping quiet makes him complicit, period. But even that ain't the craziest part. Nah, the wildest twist is them tapes, because now it's coming out that Drake's name might actually be in them sealed Diddy recordings. Not just mentioned, not a little background voice. People say you can hear Drake screaming, like real panic, like caught up in something he ain't supposed to be panicked. And if that's true, we got a way deeper problem on our hands. Now maybe Drake was just a victim. Maybe he was in the wrong place, wrong time. But you got to start asking the real questions. Why was he there in the first place? What kind of circles was he moving in? What kind of doors was he walking through to even end up on one of those tapes? Because let's not act like Drake's some random outsider. He been in this game over a decade. He know how the top levels of the industry move. And if his voice is really on them tapes, we got to wonder, was he screaming because he got caught slipping? Or because he knew what was going down and finally couldn't run from it? This whole time, Drake been building his brand on mystery. He the emotional rapper, the sad boy, the genius with the pen. But that image don't hold up when you realize how much he left unsaid. All them years he stayed silent while women like Cassie were suffering. All them industry secrets he helped sweep under the rug. All that fake loyalty while being plugged into the darkest parts of the business. That ain't no coincidence. That's calculated. And now that the wall's closing in on Diddy, folks finally peeping that Drake ain't innocent either. He been slipping through the cracks, making power moves behind smiles and catchy hooks. But real ones know, if you quiet too long around bad people, you start to look guilty too. And now with them tapes sitting in federal hands and court analysts that's saying they could drop any day now, we might be weeks away from seeing the biggest PR spin of Drake's life. Because if his voice really on them tapes, it don't matter if he was screaming out of fear or shame. It confirms what a lot of people been feeling deep down, that Drake ain't just an artist. He's a survivor of the industry's dirtiest games, and maybe even a participant. He was too close, too connected and too silent for too long. And the internet already smelled blood. Folks saying Drake always looked too clean in the dirty business. Others say if he knew and he said nothing, he just as fake as the rest. The aura around him changing, the golden boy glow starting to fade. And that might be the real reason he been looking uncomfortable lately. All them bars about paranoia, trust issues, enemies closing in, might not be about fame, might be about guilt. This ain't just about Drake versus Diddy anymore. This is about who's been protecting predators and playing both sides. And if Drake on them tapes, then his whole legacy about to get questioned in a way it never has before. So now I gotta ask, was Drake ever the good guy, or has he been playing us this whole time? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're really trying to see how deep this goes, don't miss the next video on screen. We break down the beginning of Drake's downfall, the signs, the cover-ups, and how the empire might finally be cracking. You ain't gonna wanna miss it.